Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the Small Talk Podcast, your friendly space to learn real English through everyday conversations. I'm Emily.
And I'm Robert. Today we're talking about something that touches everyone's life.
Money, and more specifically, how to save it.
Now, saving money sounds simple, right? But for many people, it feels impossible.
Exactly. You want to save, but life keeps getting in the way.
Bills arrive, unexpected costs happen, and suddenly your plan disappears.
But here's the truth. Saving money is not about having more. It's about understanding what you have.
I like that, because most people think saving requires sacrifice.
And that's where the fear starts. They think they need to stop enjoying life.
But that's not true at all. Saving is simply a choice about priorities.
Yes, and today we're going to break it down into simple steps that actually work.
Steps that feel normal, not painful.
And before we go deeper, don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone who needs it too.
This is an A2 level episode, so relax. You don't need to understand every single word. Just listen and let your English grow naturally.
Later in the episode, we'll have our word tour, where we go through important words and phrases in a simple, clear way.
So stay with us for that. Before we start, one quick question.
When was the last time you felt worried about money?
If you know that feeling, this episode is for you. So let's ask the first real question.
Why is saving money so hard?
I think the biggest problem is we don't know where our money goes.
Exactly. We spend without thinking. Money just disappears.
You buy coffee, you buy lunch, you buy something online. Then the month ends and you wonder what happened.
It's like sand slipping through your fingers.
Yes, and that's why the first step matters so much.
Track your spending. Know exactly where your money goes.
That sounds boring, but it's actually powerful.
Because once you see the truth, everything changes.
If you track your spending, you write down everything you spend money on.
You can use a notebook, you can use your phone, you can use a spreadsheet.
The tool doesn't matter. What matters is seeing the numbers.
And I think this is where people get surprised.
Because they see things they didn't realize they were spending on.
Like subscriptions, apps they forgot about, habits they didn't notice.
Suddenly, they realize they're spending $50 a month on streaming services they don't even watch.
Exactly. That's when saving becomes possible.
Because now you have choices, real choices.
You can keep the subscriptions if you want, or you can cut them and save money.
That's freedom. That's power.
So the first step is always awareness. Know where your money goes.
And the second step is even more important. Create a budget.
Now, a budget sounds scary, like a cage or a prison.
But it's actually the opposite. A budget is freedom.
A budget means you decide what happens with your money before you spend it.
Instead of money controlling you, you control your money.
And that feels completely different.
So how do you create a budget? First, write down all your income.
Income is all the money you receive, from your job, from side work, from anywhere.
Then list your expenses, the things you must pay.
Rent or your mortgage, electricity, water, food, transportation.
A mortgage is a big loan to buy a house. Most people have one.
Then add the extra things, entertainment, dining out, shopping.
And here's the key. You decide how much money goes to each thing.
Not someone else. You, your priorities, your life.
And here's what's beautiful about that.
You can still enjoy life. You're just being intentional about it.
If you're intentional about something, you do it on purpose, with thought and planning.
So if you love eating at restaurants, put money in that category.
Just know the amount before you spend it.
Now, all of this sounds good, but there's a third step that changes everything.
Save automatically.
This is the secret that most people miss.
They think they'll save what's left at the end of the month.
But there's never anything left. Something always comes up.
So you need to save first, before you spend anything else.
Ask your bank to automatically move money to a savings account.
Even a small amount, $20, $50, $100.
It doesn't matter. What matters is that you do it automatically.
Because you won't see it. It will just happen.
And your brain won't even miss it.
That's the power of automation. It removes the choice.
Instead of relying on willpower, you use a system.
And systems always beat willpower.
Willpower is when you force yourself to do something difficult.
But willpower gets tired. Systems don't.
So those are the first 3 steps: track, budget, automate.
But there's a 4th step that helps you save even more.
Cut unnecessary spending.
Now, this sounds hard, but it's actually easier than people think.
Because you don't cut everything, you cut what doesn't matter to you.
Remember when we talked about tracking spending?
You discovered those subscriptions you forgot about.
That's unnecessary spending. It doesn't add value to your life.
So you cut it. No pain, no suffering.
You just remove something you weren't even using.
But maybe you love coffee. You spend money there every day.
Don't cut it. Keep it. It matters to you.
The goal is not to suffer. The goal is to be smart.
To cut what doesn't serve you. To keep what does.
And that brings us to the 5th step. Find small ways to save money.
Small ways? Like what?
Cook at home instead of eating out. Use public transportation. Walk instead of taking a taxi.
Buy generic products instead of brand names.
Shop with a list. Don't buy things you don't plan for.
Compare prices. Look for discounts. Use coupons if you can.
A coupon is a paper or digital thing that gives you a discount.
And here's the beautiful part. These small things add up.
If you save $10 here and $20 there.
It becomes hundreds of dollars every month.
That's how people save thousands every year.
Not by doing one big thing, by doing many small things consistently.
If you do something consistently, you do it regularly, again and again.
Small steps, same direction, every single day.
And that leads to the 6th and final step in this conversation.
Celebrate your progress.
This is important. When you save money, you should feel good about it.
Not guilty. Not like you're missing out. Good.
Because you're building something. Security, freedom, a better future.
And that's worth celebrating.
Every $100 you save is an achievement.
Every month you stick to your budget is a victory.
So acknowledge it. Be proud of yourself.
Now let's pause for a moment, because today we used some really useful words and phrases.
So let's slow it down and move into our word tour.
Let's begin with the word income.
Income is all the money you receive from working.
For example, my monthly income is $2,000.
Or your income comes from your job and other work. Repeat, income.
Income. Next is the word track.
If you track something, you follow it or record it carefully.
For example, I track my spending every month.
Or she tracks her money using her phone. Repeat, track.
Track. Next is the word expense.
An expense is money you spend on something.
For example, rent is my biggest expense each month.
Or food is a necessary expense. Repeat, expense.
Expense. Next is the word budget.
A budget is a plan for how you will spend your money.
For example, my budget says I spend $100 on food per month.
Or creating a budget helps you save money. Repeat, budget.
Budget. Next is the word mortgage.
A mortgage is a large loan that helps you buy a house.
For example, we got a mortgage to buy our home.
Or she pays your mortgage every month for 30 years. Repeat, mortgage.
Mortgage. Next is the word intentional.
If something is intentional, you do it on purpose, with thought and planning.
For example, saving money requires intentional choices.
Or she was intentional about what she bought. Repeat, intentional.
Intentional. Next is the word automation.
Automation is when a system does something automatically, without you doing it.
For example, I use automation to save money every month.
Or automation removes the need for willpower. Repeat, automation.
Automation. Next is the word willpower.
Willpower is your ability to control yourself and do difficult things.
For example, it takes willpower to stop eating junk food.
Or Saving needs willpower every single day. Repeat. Willpower.
Willpower. Next is the word coupon.
A coupon is a paper or digital code that gives you a discount on something.
For example, I used a coupon to save $5 on groceries.
Or coupons help you save money when you shop. Repeat. Coupon.
Coupon. Next is the word consistently.
If you do something consistently, you do it regularly, again and again.
For example, she exercises consistently every morning.
Or, saving consistently builds wealth over time. Repeat, consistently.
Consistently. And our last one is the word acknowledge.
If you acknowledge something, you recognize it and accept it as true.
For example, I acknowledge that saving is difficult.
Or, you should acknowledge your progress and be proud. Repeat, acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Those were some really useful words and phrases.
And I think they all show something important about saving money.
Yes, saving is not about being perfect.
It's about being aware and intentional.
It's about creating systems that work for you.
And celebrating every small victory.
So if saving money has always felt impossible, it's okay.
You don't need to change everything overnight.
Just start with awareness. Track your spending.
Then create a simple budget.
Then set up automation for your savings.
Small steps, consistent action, growing results.
And if this episode helped you, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who might enjoy it too.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your money too.
This is Emily.
And this is Robert.
And you've been listening to the Small Talk Podcast. Bye.
Your progress doesn't end here. Click the next video to continue advancing your English skills.